Israeli officials are still refusing to allow a ceasefire or any fuel to enter Gaza as long as Hamas keeps Israeli hostages, while the humanitarian situation in Gaza is at its worst condition, since the UN and international efforts have not succeeded in achieving a humanitarian ceasefire. Israeli airstrikes targeted the entrance of Al-Shifa Hospital, the biggest hospital in Gaza that is sheltering tens of thousands of Palestinians, in addition to targeting refugees trying to reach a safe place in Al-Rashid Street or the coastal street in Gaza today. The Ministry of Health in Gaza demanded the International Red Cross to protect Palestinians who are seeking refuge to the south, as the Israeli tanks are targeting everything moving on the coastal street. The Israeli army said they are paying an expensive price, but they are accomplishing goals on the ground. Hamas fighters emerged from tunnels underground and confronted the Israeli tanks from a zero point with anti-tank missiles, along with heavy gunfire exchange, as seen in videos released by Al-Qassam Brigades, the military wing of Hamas, and announced that the destruction of many Israeli military vehicles. Violent escalation in the West Bank continues and intensified last night throughout the morning, as 11 Palestinians reported killed by Israeli soldiers in multiple cities, 5 of them in Jenin, where the most violent confrontations erupted. The Palestinians clashed with the soldiers with gunfire and handmade explosives, while Israeli military bulldozer destroyed the streets and statues and memorial sites in the city.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Israel on Friday, pledging support for Israel while emphasizing the protection of civilians in Gaza. Blinken said that Israel has the rights and obligation to defend itself, but how Israel does this matters. He also stressed the importance to protect civilians in Gaza who are not responsible for the Hamas attack on October the 7th. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a broadcasted speech on Friday that Israel refused any temporary ceasefire that does not involve the release of the kidnapped Israelis, which was made clear in his meetings with Blinken. He also warned the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah not to escalate the conflict along Israel-Lebanon border because the price will be unimaginable.
The conflict will soon be a month, and the death toll on both sides has passed 10,000. According to a statement from the United Nations, humanitarian needs in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank are estimated at $1.2 billion by the end of 2023. Lebanon's Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah said in a statement today that Gaza's war has expanded to more than one battlefield.